Hey guys, welcome back to OverTakes. This is Misfit. I'm here with Kel. Kel, how you doing?
Hey guys, doing well?
All right. So, anything good going on this weekend before we get into the weekend's festivities?
Um, Not really. Mostly, again, another crazy weekend of work.
Yeah.
But played a little bit of the experimental mode. I know we touched on it in
Yeah.
the other show the other day. Um, I would say that for the most part, it's been like stomps one way or the other.
Oh yeah, it's not. There's no
But I,
balance matches.
but I did have one or two games where it was like some really good back and forth.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'll say it was some of the most fun that I've had playing this game in a long time, which is saying a lot because I still enjoy playing the game.
Yeah. I mean, I've had
So,
some serious fun too. Like just messing around because I get so hard stuck on playing supports or whatever. I forget that I actually enjoy playing DPS.
yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
That's what I've really learned out of this
Yeah.
is no matter what the composition is, I just do not enjoy DPS. There's not a character that I feel comfortable with. That might change this season with
Hero
the
bands.
possible changes to Soldier.
Yeah.
That might make a difference for me. If I can basically go in and one-trick Soldier, then it might be different.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean,
Because that's probably he's my best hero on DPS, and his right click is like one of my best like shots. So if they're making that better or giving me more of those,
right.
yeah,
Well, that's I can't wait for that one to go live because I love playing Soldier too. It's just
yeah,
way more fun.
absolutely. But even still, even if he is there, I'm still going to put the majority of my
Right.
time into playing support.
Yeah, well, you're way better at like Anna and stuff like that than I am. I'm gonna try and mix it up a little bit more because Diva is one of my best heroes, and I just like playing her a hell of a lot more than most of the other tanks
Yeah.
and all that. But yeah, I tried it. I actually played tank a couple times. Zarya is fun if you have people that play along
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
Because it's kind of weird. It was okay, but other than that, this weekend I've been trying to get diabolical codes like for the last 2 days, and I'm just
I
slow.
really want to play that game.
I want to play that game so bad. It's an arena shooter, but it's like if you took Slime Rancher,
Dragon Quest Slime Rancher and mixed it with Quake.
Quake and Overwatch, the look,
Yeah.
it just looks super fun, and I've been watching some streams and it looks great. But even if I don't get the codes, I'll be playing it
Because
at
the
some
beta
point.
ends what tonight or tomorrow? I
They're
think.
they're sending it to Tuesday, but then they're doing it in the next 3 weekends. But
Okay.
it'll be up soon enough.
Yeah, but I think it's got to be by the end of the month they're going to be ready for like the early access beta whatever thing
Yeah.
they're going to do. So
Yeah,
good.
I mean, and then then I just I was watching matches and whatnot and losing my fucking mind. It was a
yeah,
rough
It
weekend.
was not a great weekend for your teams, and I guess I mean Toronto's kind of my team too. So
Yeah.
it was not a good weekend for Toronto. We'll just
Ew.
leave it at that for right now.
We'll get way more into that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But on the whole, so this weekend, I guess Zoe was sick.
Yeah.
And we had Uber on the desk. And Uber can't fail at anything.
No.
It-
He's just too good.
Yeah. He's good. I feel like you could put him in like an NFL thing and he would all of a sudden be right in the flow.
Yeah.
Or
He
basketball
Would, he would
or-
literally like go into any of those and just be like, okay,
He's
I got this.
He's one of those guys that has a presence
He really
and
does.
confidence, and he's not afraid to be himself and do what he does. And it's not that Zoe's bad. He was
Just Uber
he was
is
different and he was
another
good.
level.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
And
not even another level. He's just like
he's Uber.
yeah, he's just Uber. Like it's great. I mean, hopefully get well soon, Zoe.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, it feels like everyone in the whole league has been getting some kind of sickness. So
Yeah, and she was nowhere near the players.
right.
It's like, just like illness.
I mean, this flu that has gone around this year has been brutal.
Wait,
I got it. Yeah, the like month-long garbage. It was.
I have not.
Count yourself lucky. It was horrible.
I have my stuff, my crystals, and my meditation things, and all that. I'm ready to go. We're fighting this.
Did you get them from Karen?
No, I bought them on my own. They opened a crystal store like right up the street next to the cupcake place. That's how I discovered it, because I was buying cupcakes.
Fair. I actually know exactly the story you're talking about.
And the cupcakes are fucking awesome at that bakery. They're fucking good.
I don't know if I've been to the... Oh, okay, I know.
Tata's Bakery.
I've never been to that. Yeah, I've not been to that bakery.
Local neighborhood. We kind of live close to each other, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. All right, so let's talk about this weekend. It was the Homestand in Houston. I mean, it was basically what we thought it was going to be as far as crowd and everything. Like just like every other Homestand that we've had up to this point, been a phenomenal crowd. Houston crowd, no less, and they were hyped as we expected them to be.
Yeah,
especially for their team. And I'm going to say it right now, Houston, even with your win today, you are still the Browns. You are perpetual losers.
Yes.
Who get just enough hope to keep going back, and then on top of that, you have probably the most loyal fan base in the league.
Yeah.
And people are just going to keep coming back, and when your team wins or does literally anything, you go absolutely bonkers for it.
Yeah.
And that is what it is being a Cleveland Browns fan. So, welcome to my hell.
Well, if they're the Cleveland Browns, then I'm a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, because fuck me. We don't even have Blake Bortles, for crying out loud. Oh my God, this weekend was like Saturday's match. I kind of just wanted them to show up, and apparently I don't know, they were playing with their fucking hooves. I don't know what they were doing. I'm summoning.
Saturday was rough.
Summoning ragtag. Do you have hooves? What are you fucking doing? But hey, that being said, New York did what we wanted them to do, and we thought they should do. Hey, put Libero in, and Libero and Nene in this meta worked better than SBB and Who Are You?
Exactly.
And
because Libero is one of the best Mays in the league.
He's the original May guy, for crying out loud.
Exactly. Like, why has he not been playing up to this point? And then obviously Nene comes in and does what he did on McCree, and it's just like, this is the guy you got of why Hine became expendable.
Yeah.
And why he was able, or why he retired, and you didn't need to pick anybody else, because you had a guy like Nene, and he came in and he showed you exactly what he is, and this should be the lineup going forward, at least for this meta, certain things. And I think that we're going to see more hero rotations, and as the hero pools come out, there's going to be different things, or different.
We'll talk about that
are going to come out, but
we'll talk about that later for sure. Yeah.
This is, if you're going to be playing May, Libero needs to be on that. If you're going to be playing any kind of hit scan, for the most part,
I would. Unless you get a new.
It's going to be Tracer.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that SBD is bad.
Yeah, no, SBD is just he's more of a tracer, like that spray, either tracer or Sombra.
If you want to run that stuff,
specialties. Yeah, if you're going to run those, and I think that those are going to be viable at some point this season. Absolutely run SBB, but he is not a great McCree. He's not a great Widowmaker. I mean, he's serviceable on those, but you have better options. And when you have those better options, they have to play.
And why don't people use the better fucking option? I'm looking at you, Florida. You got Saya. BQB's good, but on Havana, you're gonna run BQB and try and take on a rookie who's really good on Widow.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. So stop hanging out with the Outlaws, for Christ's sake. Oh wait, they got smart and they put Linkser in this week. Forgot about that. Anyway,
it only took 4 weeks into the season for them to finally realize that
he might have been sick. They went through a bunch of shit. Whatever. But they seemed a little bit, even when they lost that game to London, who was way better than... Well, actually, we kind of were like, London could be good.
They just had a really rough start, which we should have expected because they're such
they
a
were
new team.
Yeah, they were playing New York in New York.
New York, yeah, in New York. Like
that being said, that's their only loss.
Yeah, it is.
Like, I think, are they 2-2 or are they 3-2 or something?
Hang on, they might be 3-2.
Because they won their games last week. They won their games. I don't know. Whatever. They're better than. But so
yeah, they're 3-2.
So that being said, New York wiped the floor with Florida, which I'm just used to at this point, getting kicked in the nuts regularly.
Because they got spanked by Paris in week 1.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And which, we'll get to them later.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the next, let's go over. So next up, we had Atlanta making their debut.
And curb stomping Toronto. Like, this was an absolute demolition. This might have been one of the fastest... This was
one of the worst matches I've ever seen.
It was really bad. It might have been one of the fastest games we've ever seen. I mean, this whole day went by so fast because it was just destroyed, and then...
Well, and then we had Houston.
And then London, Houston took a long time, but like... But I mean, it was like, what,
right,
2.5 hours between those two games. Like,
yeah, at the most, and it fucking
wasn't. I don't think it was supposed to start until 7. It started at like 6.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
Like 5:30 almost, actually, when that game started.
Well, and then on top of it, Atlanta comes out, and I'm like, okay, I thought they'd run Gator and Hawk. They're running Popo and Gator, and then they run Baby Bay. And I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? And I'm like, oh, they just went full on bunker up, anti-dive, and just kicked the shit out of Toronto.
They really did.
Like, Baby Bay was like, it's like, what's this, 3 years ago? What are you doing, dude?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, Toronto just looked like horse shit this weekend. I don't know.
They really did. It was that good.
They did not look good at all. And that match was just so, I was like, whoa. I was like, we both picked Toronto. I was like, whoa.
I really expected Atlanta to be a lot shakier to come out.
Yeah.
But man, like they just completely dominated this game from start to finish. Like
that fire strike, that was dumb.
That was ridiculous.
Let's hang out around here. Okay, Ant Matrix dropped. Halt. Fire strike. It's like it was like they were practicing against bots.
Yeah, I mean that Blizzard World first hold was just brutal.
The whole
nothing.
I knew that was over after that fire strike. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like,
it was bad.
You see one play and you're like, yep, Atlanta has them.
Yeah.
It was like, and I'm a Broncos fan, and I'm bringing this up. It was like when Denver played Seattle and Manning fumbled the opening snap, and I was like, yep, this game's over. 2 minutes in. 2 seconds in. Yeah. Sorry, not 2 minutes. I was giving my team a lot of credit in that one. 2 seconds in. But yeah, they just...
First possession.
Yeah. And first map, I'm just like, holy hell, they're not going to... And then they're not doing anything to counter it.
Right.
And I'm going, well, where's the Toronto that I saw that was being adaptable?
Yeah.
Where are you guys?
None of that this week.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they gave Philly a contest, but now I don't know what's going on. And, there are just things like, you have some of these guys, like, I love Logix. Like, today, he was on. Saturday, No. But they're telegraphing what they're going to do, because every week they're putting Logics in first, and then they're subbing in Surefour.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be a little less transparent with what you're doing. And
it's like the equivalent, I would say, would be like before you even line up, you have your running back just lined up at wide receiver, and he just stays there.
Yeah.
And you're like you don't even have him shift or motion at all, and you just are like, yep, this is what we're gonna do, and obviously we're passing because there's nobody in the backfield.
Yeah.
Like,
or
that type of thing is just kind of what Toronto does.
Yeah, or on the the football front. So you get the ball, every time you get the ball, you run off tackle left side, first down.
Yeah.
We want to establish the run, so we're going to run to the left. All right, we want to get quick picks and have our hit scan guy take over. So we're going to put him on control. Yeah, but you're putting him on Nepal. Granted, today it worked, but
in certain situations, I think it's fine. But
I think putting Logics in is fine. I don't think it's bad. I think Logics Surefour would be better.
Yeah, honestly, that'd probably be better off doing that.
Because, everyone's like, "Well, you need a projectile," but you know what? Here's the thing. So he's playing May. When are you switching off May? When it's that panic time?
Yeah. Exactly.
And so someone picks Doomfist and someone picks. I'm sure Surefour can play Doomfist trying to fucking hold a point for a second. It's not like Christ. These guys play the game. But yeah, that was terrible. So let's move on.
Let's move on to Clown Fiesta of the week.
Oh, yeah, this one was brutal.
It is London versus Houston.
Hey, side note, London is good. Or they're just getting lucky with their schedule right now.
It's really tough to tell. I do think that London is...
It's just what they need for having that young of a team.
Yes, this schedule is incredibly favorable.
A bunch of buffoons.
To kind of figure out what they're good at and who is best at what and all of that. Other than that, I can't see this team really being viable against a good team or a really established team.
But the thing is too, they're developing confidence. Yes. They're beating teams that everyone said was better than them.
True. I mean, literally every team in the league except for everyone said the Valiant were going to be trash.
And everyone's been wrong on that.
And we were very wrong after that.
As far as we know.
Couple of games, but I mean, that was literally the only team that anybody ranked worse than London.
Maybe Boston.
Yeah, Boston. But I mean,
all three of those teams were in the same. Yeah.
Yeah, they were in that bottom three for sure. But they're beating teams that everyone said was better than them. So I mean, they're at least a mid-tier team at this point.
Yeah. Houston did show up though. They finally put Linkser in, and he paid dividends for the most part when he was in there. And also, what it did, and we'll get into this later, is it took pressure off of Blase.
It did. And,
Blase's not a hit scan guy.
Houston looked really rough to start the game again. They played, total dog shit on Busan. I think they got, 40% on the second part of Busan.
Something like that, yeah. And that was about all they did.
They didn't even get a tick on the first part of the map.
And the second part was because Linkser was playing Widow. Because they were on
that. He got a couple of really big picks.
Whatever they call the one with the big drum in the middle.
I always forget what they're called.
Temple? Who knows?
Temple or...
It's not Mecha Base.
Something along those lines, yeah.
It's not Mecha Base or whatever the other one is.
The other one, I think, is Downtown.
Yeah. That's what I call it.
Shrine? Is that what
Shrine?
it is?
Maybe Shrine?
Maybe. Something like that.
Who knows?
But yeah, it's they just look. Houston looked terrible on Busan.
Yeah.
And then again on Blizzard World, they did not look great
No.
either. But you could kind of start to see where they could get something. But then they came out really strong on Anubis, and they had a really good hold on point 2 of Anubis. And that's where it was like it really started to come together for Houston.
Yeah.
They looked really good on that. And then on Junkertown, they had a phenomenal push. And a good hold on at the end of 2.
C. Yeah,
on point C, because London was they were rolling through the first 2 parts, and then Houston put the clamps on them and were able to get the stop, and then they pushed through pretty well, pretty quickly, and got that win. But then they just weren't able to get it done on Ilios. But it was at least a start of something, and it looked like they came back to life.
Yeah.
They just, because up till this point, they looked like they were sleepwalking through their games. It was just bad.
Oh, yeah.
And this game, they at least came to life and had some kind of, like, they were reinvigorated, because I think it's because they put Ligzer in.
I do too.
I really think that made a huge difference for this team.
And I also think that other than Dallas, I think this is the first Dallas and Houston are 2 crowds that actually got their team to play better.
Yeah.
Instead of freaking them out.
Definitely. Houston.
I will give them that.
Feed off of their crowd for sure.
Yeah. And they were. It was. They played a lot better. I'm not going to knock them for this weekend. London was a little bit better. I mean, I'm going to meme on them, but you know.
So, I think what I got out of this is that once he gets fully comfortable, I think Glister can be a hard carry.
Oh, yeah.
That kid is unfreaking real.
Well, we saw that today, too.
Yeah.
On Havana.
And then the rest of their team is pretty decent.
Bernard is good.
Bernard is good. J-Mac shows flashes of brilliance and then has some of the most boneheaded, like, what the fuck are you doing moments.
He mumas.
Yeah. Like,
he mumas on Reinhardt.
He really does.
Or Roar.
So I'm curious to see what this team does if dive becomes a thing, or just kind of what they're going to do with some of the other comps that we're going to see eventually
next week, because
yeah,
it's unfortunate, but we're not going to see any shit chatters next week. Anyway,
I do think London took a lot from this game for sure.
I think so too. And you know, Houston played better. Houston played almost decent.
Yeah.
And
far and away, they're up to this point their best played game this season.
Because that game last week does not count for shit. At least this had some gameplay. The other one was just like, okay, who's gonna fuck up first?
Yeah, like
at least this had
a game of like who's trying to lose more.
Yeah, I mean, I was doing shit and I had watched it this morning at the gym and I'm like, all right, this wasn't as bad as I expected it to be. So yeah, all right, they lost. You know, but London's better than we thought.
Mm-hmm.
But Houston, actually, it seemed like that. You know, they figured some things out. Maybe guys got healthier. Whatever happened.
Right.
Sometimes, you know, you got to look in the mirror, like especially with shit like, you know, with Linkser and stuff like that. Like, hey, play the guy. What's the worst that can happen? You're 0-4. You know.
Right. Exactly.
I don't understand.
Again, it's the same thing I feel like we have to say every single year. Just try something else, because clearly what you've been doing doesn't work. So, like that's what was so frustrating last year, was the same thing we said, and I feel like we said this so many times with this team. Just literally try anything else.
Well, that goes for a lot of teams too. It's like, you know what? Sometimes you got to tell your analyst to go fuck himself.
Mm-hmm.
Or, you know, here's an idea. What would Dufran do? Well, Baby Bay did what Dufran would do.
Yes.
And he ran. See, they mind fucked them. They were playing Torb. I mean, yeah, we didn't talk about that, but Baby Bay was on his game. But
yeah,
you know what I mean? It's like sometimes you gotta say, like, and I felt like when Houston played the Mayhem, and they were trying that Brig Lucio thing. I think Rock has said, "Fuck this, I'm playing Anna."
Yeah.
You know what? Do what's gonna work.
Exactly.
Don't say, well, they said we should run this. You know what? If there's a counter that you can run it.
Right.
Don't go, the percentages, and I got 86% ult on Zarya. Well, you're getting nuked. You're not going to just go fucking switch.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. And a note to the league. Zarya's trash right now. Please stop.
Yeah.
Might see some of her next week, though, without Ryan.
Yeah.
Well, maybe not. Not without Ryan.
All right, so let's move on to today, Sunday. We started off with a game we really don't need to talk much about. And
we saw the B team, which is an A team on every other team from Philly. Yeah. Holy fuck, man. They are good.
And they just curb stomped Boston, even with that.
And anyone that tells me that Alarm is not the rookie of the year, and come on, man.
It's really tough.
I mean, Sato has his confidence back too because of this. That's the fucked up thing. Sato is like playing like Fissure.
Yeah.
He's like the best main tank in the league.
Yeah, Sato has somehow rebounded to be one of the best in the league at this point. It's really crazy.
I feel like my faith in Sato, he felt the vibes, man.
Right?
Damn it! He just saw me in like the fucking water boy. You can do it. but
we finally got an EQO sighting. We got a
Fury sighting. Didn't miss a beat.
No, they look exactly the same. Just dominant from start to finish.
Oh, and let's just stop the Jerry chanting now.
Yeah.
Because Carpe was just like hanging in the back going, yeah, I'll do something now. Click, click, bang, bang. All right.
Yeah.
You guys take care of the rest. I'm gonna go hang out over here somewhere. And
Carpe is that guy that is like, he's like in a club. He's like back way in the VIP section. And there's like some guy walks in, he thinks he's hot shit, and he's in a different VIP section, and then Carpe just has to be like, just wave him off, and he's gone, kicked out of the club, never to be seen again.
Yeah,
that is basically what Carpe did today. He was just like, be gone.
Yeah. I'll deal with this Jerry.
I'm still king here.
I'm gonna fuck with this Jerry character. You guys take care of the rest of this trash.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna show him who the fuck the boss is. And I'm gonna toy with him too a little bit. I'll let him, because Jerry's a mouse.
Like, I'll bring him over here for a little bit. Hey buddy, come here. I gotta tell you something.
Hit a couple shots. It's fine.
Exactly.
I own you.
Yeah. That was Carpe today.
Yeah, Carpe was whispering at him like some guy does in the fucking prison shower. You're mine, bitch. Wow, I watched too many bad movies on HBO, apparently. I did watch all...
You just watched a lot of Oz.
Yeah, I did. That was a good show. Not underrated.
I never actually watched it.
It was good, actually. Yeah. Terrifying at times, but...
I love J.K. Simmons.
Yeah. It's a definite watch at some point. Yeah, they just fucking wiped the floor with them.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the next floor wiping.
Yeah. So as good as we thought Atlanta was...
What the fuck is Paris, then? My God, man.
Yeah. Paris just came in and was just like, again, y'all are underestimating us.
Yeah.
And I even tweeted out earlier today. I was like, oh no, I made a terrible bet that I thought, because I really was worried that Atlanta was just going to come in and curb stomp, and they got destroyed by Paris.
I was surprised they took that third map, actually.
Yeah.
In all honesty, wow, were they good. And, you know, everyone's like, well, Eggsy, they're not taking into consideration Hanbin and FD God, and then...
And honestly,
I would say Nico.
I was just about to say...
Nico's May is
the most
filthy.
Underrated players in this game, in the league right now, is Nico. That dude is a filthy May. He just makes play after play.
Yeah.
And just sets his team up so well. Like he plays May flawlessly.
Yeah. Pretty close to
incredible.
It. Yeah.
As close as you can in this high of a level. He's been incredible.
Yeah, this is the one team that no one did some kind of battle cry. They're going to be good. Everyone's like they're going to be average to below average, and until Sparkle comes in. Oh, by the way, they have 3 other rookies that are carrying them right now, and Nico playing fucking stupid May. They're just unbelievably good, and Ben Best is like, he's like empowered, and he's getting like if Philly dumps, like I was going back and forth with Iceham earlier today. It's like it's kind of and he brought it up. But I'm like, yo, you know, we're talking about Sato, and he's like, well, they dump a lot of resources into Ben Best. I'm like, well, yeah, it's, you know, if Philly is dumping tons of resources and they're dumping all of them into Ben Best, but still, he's at least doing something.
I would say that
he's performing way better than I thought he would.
If there's a most improved player in the league, I would probably put Sato at the top of that list, but a very close second, I'm going to put Ben Best, because that dude has looked phenomenal this year, and he's been a big part of why this team is playing at the level that they are. And it definitely helps that he's got a phenomenal off-tank in Hanbin now.
Yeah.
This team is just on a roll.
And he has a filthy DPS line. He's got a great Lucio. All their supports are really good, actually. Yeah. I mean, they're just...
Yeah, Hype and FD God both have...
Hype gets caught out every once in a while, or Hip, or whatever his name is. Hype. He gets caught out every once in a while, but it's okay. I mean, there's still...
Because usually when he does, it's at a point where it doesn't really affect too much. There's been 1 or 2 occasions where it's lost him a team fight, but for the most part, he's able to at least get something out of it if he does die. So yeah, I mean they've been really damn good.
Oh yeah,
this team is fantastic. I don't know what the hell happened to Atlanta in the 24 hours between these games. But they looked like a completely different team in this game.
I think they stacked their deck against Atlanta or Toronto, and I think they figured them to be the bigger threat. So they prepared and watched and did all kinds of stuff. And not that they didn't prepare for Paris, but I think they thought Toronto was going to be a bigger threat than they were.
Mm-hmm. So they probably just put more of their resources into that.
Because you could tell, and then they went out and they're like, yeah, well, we just wiped Toronto's, you know.
Yeah, so we're just going to come out and do the same thing to Paris, and Paris was like,
no.
Oh, no. They did Kembe Mutombo that one.
No.
Oh, no.
How do you say ass handed to you in French?
Yeah, right.
Because that's what happened.
It 100% is.
Yeah.
I think one thing, I really think after watching this, I like Hawk, but I think they got to roll with Gator.
I think they got to roll with both of them. Pokepo's okay. I'm not sold on the Pokepo.
Maybe Hawk Gator, but yesterday when they were rolling with Pokepo Gator, I think they looked a lot better.
Or did Toronto just look that much like trash?
Yeah, was Toronto that bad, or was Paris that good today? It's tough to tell. I'm leaning towards Paris might just be that good.
I'm going with Paris being that good.
They've really, really impressed me this season, and they just continue to roll.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it helps that they're in a trash conference. We're going to, like, it was something we were talking about before.
Yeah.
The Atlantic Conference it's hot garbage.
Yeah.
And
I want to see something else for crying out loud.
Even the top teams
are decent, but I think Philly can hang with anybody.
Stupid mistakes. Yeah, I think Philly is probably the one exception. I think New York, as long as they don't get too cocky and just try to overthink things, I think that's one thing.
And Paris,
they try to be like the smartest guys and like do like the big brain moves, and it bites them in the ass a few times, and that's where their losses come from. So they're definitely vulnerable in that. But Paris just continues to impress me.
Yeah,
and they're moving up that ladder.
But
unfortunately, that ladder still puts them at like 6th or 7th in the league overall. Because the Pacific Conference is good, and there's just a lot of unknowns still. Because we have like 8 teams that still haven't played a game.
I think 6 or 7. But I'll put all 6 of those teams ahead of 90% of the Atlantic Conference. I will put.
There's 5 teams that haven't played a game yet.
Yeah, I'll put all of them ahead of everyone except for maybe Philly, Paris, and I'll give Atlanta maybe, and I'm putting them in the mix.
Yeah.
I think right now San Francisco and Vancouver can pretty much wipe anybody except for maybe Philly.
Yeah.
Paris will give them a battle.
Yeah, I would. That's where I would put Paris right now. I think they would at least not get completely destroyed by San Francisco or Vancouver.
Yeah.
I can't say that they would beat them right now, but I don't think there's very many teams that Paris can't beat right now.
Yeah, as down as I am on Shanghai, I think Shanghai's better than all of them. Except for, like I said,
top
couple teams. Yeah. Florida is overhyped. Houston's Houston.
Toronto's trash.
Toronto needs to work on some shit.
Washington is overhyped.
Yeah. Basically, everybody in the Atlantic Conference is overhyped, except for Philly, who was underhyped, and Paris, who was underhyped.
Philly and Paris were underhyped,
and the rest of it's just.
And New York is New York. They're winning regular season games, but until you win in the playoffs, it doesn't mean shit.
Yeah, and
at this point,
that's pretty much them.
Because they're the Colts.
Yep.
They're the Peyton Manning Colts.
Exactly. I mean, we could even call them the Houston Texans.
Yeah.
At this point.
Yeah.
But they run up better records than the Texans do.
But they have better. They at least have better coaching than Bill O'Brien.
This is true.
Which is not hard.
Not much, but we'll give him that for today.
Yeah.
But London's also better than we thought too.
Yes. I think London is kind of they're a surprise team. Like I think we said it last week. This London team reminds me very much of Chengdu last year.
Yeah.
They just come out and you're just never really sure what to expect from them.
Right.
And they just kind of they come out and they punch you in the mouth, and how you respond to it is how the rest of that initial punch. How you respond to that is how the rest of that series is going to go. If you come back and you punch them back, then
you're in for a brawl.
You're in for a brawl. But if you punch and they just keep punching you, you're screwed.
Yeah.
They're just going to capitalize on every little thing that they can.
Yeah. And something
sowing chaos basically.
And what are they, 3-1 now?
I think so.
Yeah. So basically the league is the same. It's basically like every other league. You go in with hopes and dreams of these other teams, these bottom feeders, to fucking do something.
3-2. They're 3-2 with a -2 map differential.
Okay,
because
so they played all map 5s.
Yeah, they played all map 5.
Uh-oh. She went wonky there. You froze.
Oop. Are you back?
Back.
Okay, there we go. That was weird.
Yeah, that was weird. You went a little weird there.
Yeah, yours went like all robotic on me.
And you did too. But
Yeah.
everything's good. I'm not dropping frames or anything like that, so... Okay.
Alright, that was weird.
Yeah, but...
Cool, Discord.
Discord just getting weird.
Yep.
So normal.
Yeah, right. Alright, so that is that game. Let's move on to the next game we had, which is your favorite team. And I know the game you really wanted to talk about today. London Spitfire playing the Florida Mayhem.
0-4 on my crunch time groove. I need a new snack food. Fucking hell, they look terrible. Somehow they managed to eke out a win, and BQB pulled shit out of his ass to win the first map, or a couple of those maps. When it was.
The maps you did win are 100% because of BQB. At least you can say that it was a little back and forth. It wasn't like you got curb stomped, then you came back strong. It was like it was relatively even at times. But there was definitely points where London just like had dominating team fights.
Yeah, and it was because Glister was owning them.
Yeah, Glister just had their number.
For one thing, and god damn it, Yaki, you have fucking Ice Block. You do know what the shift key does when you play May, right?
Right.
Holy hell. I'm just like, Ice Block, Ice Block, Ice Block. Nope, dead. Why? Fuck, man. Guys in bronze know this move.
Yeah.
Meaning me. At least May-wise. Oh shit, someone's shooting at me. Oh, high noon. Hit Ice Block. Put a wall up. They were just trash.
It was not great.
No,
and even London, like at times, just like this was a game where it was a prime example of when JMac just had some total garbage plays.
Yeah,
what are you doing, dude?
But that being said, he would go in the feed and Florida would be like, "Okay, sure, you're diving in
with you.
I'm gonna stand in front of you.
We're gonna feed harder.
I'm a nano boosted May. I'm not gonna spray you. I'm gonna try and punch you in the face like a fucking moron."
Oh God.
My God, you have the most. Orion's coming at you. Your freeze goes through the fucking shield, dumbass. You're nano boosted. Hold it on him and freeze him until he stops moving. Don't try and dance and punch.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it was just. I don't know. I think they're drinking mercury with the fucking Outlaws. And then Saya Player didn't show up on Havana. I don't know what's going on with Saya Player, if they don't want him to play or what's going on, because they put him in. Granted, he's had okay moments, but they put him against Philly. It wasn't necessarily his fault that they were getting mind fucked, right. But you're playing London. London's up and coming. They got a really good hit scan guy in Glister. BQB's doing okay, but bring in your Widow guy on the Widow map.
Yeah. Something. Who
can also switch to McCree, side note. because BQB was getting he had some moments where he was clicking heads and stuff, but fucking Glister was just owning them on that map.
He really was. Glister was unreal in this game.
Because BQB did okay when he would like try and do the duel, but he wasn't even taking the duel. He was like, okay, Glister's shooting at people, I'm gonna shoot at the other people. You know, like the whole thing with Widow is you got to have balls, and the like logics type stuff. Like, all right, the first thing I'm gonna do is take out that bitch over there, and then I'm gonna fucking shoot the other people. You know, or Carpe. Carpe, the first thing he does is fucking kill the other Widow and then just rake the rest of the map. Or at least the rest of the team fight. I just don't understand where the fuck they were going with this.
Yeah.
They lost again, and I'm back into the place of, oh, okay, I had hopes and dreams. I'm not a Browns fan because I'm a Jaguars fan.
Yeah.
I'm believing in garbage.
I mean, so
sometimes
does that make stage 4 of, was it last year, or was it of year 1? Would that be like the equivalent of when the Jags went to the AFC Championship?
That would be last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is that the fucking Mayhem would have actually had to have gone to the playoffs and win a game.
True. There. I mean, at least you're not like a Browns fan where you just never make the playoffs, similar to the Houston Outlaws.
Yeah.
At all.
Well, they did once. Well,
yeah,
so did the Browns.
They made a stage playoffs and got smoked.
So did the Browns.
Yep. Yes, they did.
So did Tim Tebow.
And he somehow won a game, so...
Yeah.
That's football.
Yeah. I feel like that's what they did today.
Yeah.
But not really. We're going to get into that match because I can't talk about this fucking shit.
Yeah. Let's
and I'm going to try and not get tilted talking about this match. But
yeah.
So.
All right. So Houston comes in their home stadium and finally gets a win.
Yes.
Good for them.
And we retired Jake's number. Oh my God. Please, for the love of God. I understand esports is like dog years. But
right.
For Christ's sake, with the number retiring thing.
Like, I'm torn on it because it's like...
Give him the day.
He was one of your crowd favorites or whatever, but like, retiring his jersey, like, for a guy that, even when he was playing, he really wasn't getting a lot of playing time. Even at his peak, he would still get swapped out.
Yeah, well, and the thing is, like, if you're going traditional sports-wise, we have Guy Day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, I mean, you've been to, like, seen some of the things,
yep.
You know, Jim Tomey Day. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer, but, you know, like...
But the Indians aren't going to retire his number.
No.
But he's a Hall of Famer. They might eventually.
But still...
Yeah. Like... But that's like... That's a guy that was playing every day.
Yeah.
Whereas...
He has 600 home runs lifetime.
Right. He was getting... Jake is like a guy who's... He would be the equivalent of, like, a guy like Lonnie Chisenhall.
Yeah, he's like a favorite guy.
Fan,
favorite guy.
Lonnie Chisenhall had like 6 games where he just went off. Like, this dude had home runs, doubles. He nearly hit for the cycle one day. But the rest of the time, he was a rotation outfielder. Who only really did well against like lefties or righties. I think it was lefties. Like, he was a lefty hitting specialist. He was injured all the time.
Right.
We still loved him, but at the same time, it's just like I would never even comprehend retiring his number.
Right, and that's like London's retiring the whole season 1 team. Come on, man.
Or they would be like the Cavs retiring Kevin Love's number right now.
Who's the Australian dude?
Oh yeah, it'd be like retiring Delhi's number.
Yeah, Delavadova.
Dele contributed a lot to that championship team, and those years leading up to it. But at the same time, he's the backup point guard.
Yeah, and I just don't get the number retiring thing.
Whole game. Yeah, I don't get it.
But have a day like, all right, yeah, you're there,
yeah,
all right,
sure, honor him.
And like half these guys that they're retiring their numbers, they're not even fucking retired yet.
Right. He's literally casting this game. He didn't cast this game, but like
Thanks for the follow on, Stellar.
The game before, like, Lord.
Yeah, the fucking hell, it just fucks the crap out of me sometimes, man.
Yeah.
Like, all right, I get the honoring. Like, all right, there's like 3 guys in this league right now that I would say you could retire their number, like Prophet, Carpe, Jonak.
Really, anybody that's won the MVP so far.
I wouldn't even say retire Sinatra.
Yeah, even that might be a little bit of a stretch. Like, I feel like anybody that would deserve being retired, having their number retired at this point, would have had to have played from day one, and be a significant contributor to their team. So
and a fucking god.
Yeah, like a god to their team, and that's a super short list.
So
it's Jonak, Carpe,
Prophet.
That's pretty much where it ends.
So the whole thing with like London, I'm like, y'all are retiring Nuss's number?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Like, I understand doing like a thing, like
do a thing.
But and that's the other thing is like you don't have to do the traditional sports thing either.
Yeah.
You can
honor them or whatever.
Have a way to honor them
that
is not just the same thing. Like, absolutely do something at your homestand to honor that team that won the championship because, hey, that's a huge deal. Do something for that. Like, we don't have to retire all of their numbers. That's fucking ridiculous. Why?
Yeah.
What are you doing? If your fucking baseball team...
Oh, we would be wearing triple digits, dude.
You'd be in triple digits, you'd be in, like, decimal points or fucking fractions, like, be like 5 3/5.
Yeah.
Like,
the Yankees, the Outlaws retiring Jake's number is like the Yankees retiring Jim Leyritz's number.
Yeah.
For hitting that home run in the fucking against Atlanta.
Yeah.
Like, Jake hit a rip tire against fucking who did they beat? Philly? No, they might have beat London or New York. They beat New York in the fucking playoff thing. He hit a big rip tire. Okay, right. I'm not saying Jake's bad, but holy crap, retire his number? Are you fucking high?
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, literally the only guys that I think deserve it are still playing.
Yeah.
Like, they're still actively on rosters.
I mean, you could go for longevity with the J-Hong, the influencer thing, which he's getting his number retired in Seoul at some point, but please don't. Guys, back down on this.
At least wait for him to retire.
Yeah.
Like,
and give it a year.
Yeah.
And give him
give it a year after he retires.
And even then, J-Hong wasn't even like, you made the playoffs last year, kinda.
Yeah.
And got fucking smoked. Not to, step on J-Hong or anything like that, because he was great, and he fucking got all these guys to play Anna, then we're getting all this stupid Anna play because of that guy.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But, okay, we've delayed it long enough.
Yes.
Let's talk about this thing. Toronto.
Can we even call this a clown fiesta? Because
no, it wasn't a clown fiesta. It was. It wasn't a clown fiesta. It was Houston playing well.
Yeah,
and Toronto failing to.
I hesitate to even say that. I feel like Toronto just played like such utter dog shit that literally any team could have outplayed them because they looked like they were trying to play a completely different game.
Yeah, because other than Logic's fucking trying his, like doing the thanks Mr. Logic's thing on the first map, they look like crap.
Yeah, they were terrible. Like, were they just, like, they looked like they were trying to play freaking Project A right now. Like, what are you guys doing? Or
Yeah.
whatever terrible name it's actually going to be.
It's something like Prometheus, but not.
No, it's something. It's really dumb.
Yeah.
It starts with a T.
That being said, I'll still play it.
I'm probably going to play it. Yes. Yeah.
I still want to play Diabolical first.
I don't know if I'm going to like it, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Toronto.
Anyway, yeah.
Bad. So I hesitate to give Houston much credit for this win because Toronto just looked that bad.
But I'm gonna throw the olive branch out to the Houston side and say, look, they did what they had to do to win. They figured out that, hey, if we run dive, Muma's not gonna shatter into a fucking wall or a blocked May. He's actually going to do some
in a wall.
Yeah. Anyway, and Blasie's going to fucking own people on Doomfist, and
hey,
it worked.
Linkser, that guy that's been sitting on the bench, he can actually play this game. It's pretty good.
You know, if you give him if you give him some rotations and get him in on a fucking in some real game situations, wow, he can click heads. Who knew?
No one had any idea.
No.
No one was saying, "Hey, fucking play Linkser."
Yeah.
No one said that at all.
No, nobody.
Hey, finally.
And I feel like they
finally did something right.
And honestly, weirdly enough, I think they kind of did it in a weird way as a fan service. You know what I mean? Like, well, we're at home. Put Linkser.
That would be the most Houston thing to do. It's just like, well, we're gonna play Linkser. We don't think he's gonna be that good. But we're going to play him just because the home crowd wants it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that is exactly, like, once again, Houston, you're the Browns.
Yeah.
You are the Browns. We're going to play this guy to make the fans happy. It's going to go out. He's going to go out. He's going to play really well. It's going to get your hopes up, and you're going to get crushed next week when you play Paris, and they're going to shit down your neck.
Paris is going to shit down a lot of people's necks.
They really are.
Are we done with? Can we be done with? Can we be done with Houston for a bit? I'm done talking about them. They played well today, though. I'm not going to candy coat anything. Muma on Winston is 10 times better than Muma on Reinhardt. They played well. Toronto either has their finger or their face up their asshole. I don't know what they're doing right now.
Yeah. So once this week ends, we don't have to, or once next week ends on week 5, we do not have to see or talk about Houston until week 9.
Fantastic.
Thank God.
And hopefully somewhere in the middle there, we'll see some Western Conference teams.
There are a few at the San Francisco and the.
That's right, we got San Francisco.
No, not even at the San Francisco one, of course. It's not until week 9 actually that the next Dallas one. We get Seoul, Hangzhou, Chengdu, Guangzhou. Are all playing at that.
Yeah, we get some. Well, I'm sure in the meantime we're going to figure out what's going on, but I think
hopefully we get some answers.
I know I saw a couple people tweeting back and forth. They're kind of holding people in quarantine for a couple of weeks that have been over there that are.
That's fair.
Yeah, understandable. But so we might not have a resolve for at least 2 to 3 more weeks. You know, from right now. So I know Nero got sent back. I
think they're just trying to get all of those guys out as quickly as they can. But yeah, there's only so much you can do. And then once they actually get everybody out, then they can actually start setting plans and
exactly
trying to make it work. But you got to get the guys out of those countries first. But even then, once they get to the U.S., who knows what will happen by that? Because it's all a mess.
We have arenas in Cleveland. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Midwest safe zone.
We got a really good hospital system too, guys. So if anybody does contract it, you can just go right to the clinic.
Yeah, exactly.
hold the game. They've got a couple of amphitheaters, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And some of theirs.
You can just
Right in the clinic.
Do them in the clinic and the quarantine.
Yeah.
We're here for you. We'll MC too.
Man.
Just fuck it.
Right. Whatever we got to do.
Yeah.
To get these games to happen.
And please, I don't want to see any. I'm done watching Eastern Conference teams. Or, God, I sound like I'm talking about basketball now.
Yeah. Right.
All right. So Houston won today. Toronto looked like garbage, but I think Houston did play. They were playing out of their minds for quite a bit. And Blase on Doomfist is better than Blase on McCree. I think when they went to dive,
100%.
When they went to dive, it was like, and the funny thing is Toronto ran that all last week. It's like, you don't know what they're doing here, guys. Come on now.
Right.
Yeah, it just was not good. They did not adapt like they normally do. Houston actually, it was like they swapped roles.
Yeah.
Houston did the adapting, and hey, Houston deserved to win. They played better. I mean,
they were definitely the better team in this game,
and they fed off that crowd too.
Yeah, they really did. The crowd was nutty, which we expected because they're just a bunch of fucking weebs.
Yeah.
But I had to take my shots, and also Houston. The people holding the signs behind the desk, all of them can eat shit. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to get into the one in particular. That guy can just crawl down a hole and never come out from it again. But just all the signs were really...
About as accurate as a Muma shatter.
Yeah.
Political stuff aside, you'll never have to eat again.
I ate rattlesnake bites.
Yes,
there.
I had those too.
I was like, how old was I? I was like 7 when we went there, because we drove across the country to Arizona.
Wally World.
Some family there. No, we went to see some family in Arizona.
Okay.
When I was in like 2nd grade. But yeah, we stopped at the Big Texan and saw all the craziness that was that place. It was enjoyable though. It was fun.
The best thing was they had that, they had the eat the 72-ounce piece of meat. Mm-hmm. The number 1 guy on there was Eric Allen. They used to play for the fucking Cowboys. Or he was like number 2 or 3.
Yeah.
And you don't just have to eat the meat. You have to eat like a shrimp cocktail and a fucking salad.
Yeah, you gotta eat like it's the steak and an appetizer and like 3 or 4 sides.
Yeah.
And then I think probably a dessert too.
In an hour.
Yeah, and then it's free or something, and you get your face up on the wall or something.
I think he did it in like 36 minutes, 38 minutes.
That's so much food. Oh my god.
I can eat a lot, and that's mind blowing. Anyway,
that's too
went
much.
on a weird sidetrack there. Okay. Big Texan aside, and anyway, so that was the weekend. Everything was cool. I thought it was fun. Now let's talk about the last bit, the hero pool.
Yes. So we finally got our first hero pool for the Overwatch League, and the bans are no Reinhardt for tank, no Moira on support, no McCree, and no Widowmaker on DPS. So
yeah.
What they're gonna do with that, a lot of people are saying a lot of dive.
We're
kind of leaning more towards like a double shield, Orisa, maybe Sigma, or maybe Orisa Diva or Orisa Hog, depending on the situation.
With the May Reaper.
Yeah, and I feel like we're gonna see a lot of May Reaper.
Because you still got Lucio and you still got Anna.
Mm-hmm.
You might see dive because these guys like to play dive, but
right.
I think
there's going to be a couple of teams that are going to run a lot of dive, just because that's what they feel like they're really good at. But I will not be shocked by that. Yeah. But yeah,
what's strong? May.
Yeah, May is still there. That was my biggest bummer is that May did not get it.
Yeah, and the thing is I mean, you could run Soldier, you could run Ashe. You might see a lot of
Yeah.
Pharah. You
You
might
might
see
see
some of
some
that Pharah, Mercy, and then the ball kind of stuff.
Yeah, because those, I mean, two of the best hit scans in the game
Are
are
out.
gone now, so your Pharah can really run a lot. So we might see some Pharah dive.
Yeah.
Um, I
Pharah
wouldn't be
Tracer.
surprised by that. Maybe Pharah Tracer, Pharah even Genji, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see what these teams put out there with this as the first pool.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure because Reinhardt getting banned just changed the whole thing. It would have been like if May got banned DPS, but unfortunately, the two most played hit scan ones got banned.
Right.
But it still also leaves you available to run Somber Doomfist, stuff like that. I mean, you still can run those kind of divey comps. I think they might settle for the May Reaper stuff just because they're well practiced in it right now.
Yeah.
But that also opens up without hit scan, you can run Pharah.
Right.
I mean, these guys are good with right clicks with May, but they're not going to take that out of the sky.
Yeah, no. You can be, especially with how far these guys usually tend to play as Pharah.
Yeah.
Like hitting a right click with a May from that distance is that's a skill that even these guys don't have, and I don't even know if it's a skill. It's mostly just luck.
Well, like Shui today, he was playing like in fucking like Middle Earth.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, Shui, you have to be on the continent.
Yeah, no kidding.
I mean, he got some value out of that, but it was like because they had a diva and all that stuff. But I think this is going to be fairly interesting.
Yeah.
Especially with some of the teams that we got playing too, we could get some good shit going on with I like watching the Pharah stuff because I like watching people scramble like I do in my level.
Right.
Like oh my god, there's this bitch in the sky that's throwing rockets at us. What do we do?
Yeah, unfortunately, next week's lineup is all, again, a lot of East Coast teams. Pretty much most of the same teams we saw this past weekend and the past 4 weekends. So I want these other teams to get into the U.S. or just wherever they need to be so we can start seeing some other teams because I think the hero pool is going to add a lot more fun to it.
Oh, for sure.
And make it a lot more watchable again. But yeah, I'm just getting sick of these teams.
Yeah, watching Paris, Houston, and Philly every week is kind of weird.
Yeah, and Boston.
Boston's
got 2 games again next week.
Yeah. Washington's got 2 games.
Washington's got 2 games because they're in Washington. We got another Philly game. Philly and Paris play each other again.
That's the best game of the week so far.
For sure.
That I've seen. And then we have Toronto. My 2 teams playing each other.
Yeah.
Well, somebody's got to win.
Someone has to win. So you win and lose at the same time.
Yeah. So you have Agilities and Yaki going against each other on Pharah. I think Yaki's a little better. I mean, we're getting a little preview right now, but why not?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to see some West Coast stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's not like I don't like seeing these teams, but it's like this big unknown that's just floating around in the fucking air. Like,
yeah, I mean, we've got 5 teams that haven't played a game, and then a couple other teams that have only played 2.
Yeah, and I'd say 5 of the 6 of them are teams that you're thinking are going to be in the top in the playoff run race. Seoul and Guangzhou, all those teams like that. I mean, they're going to figure it out, and I think now it's to the point where they got to figure out how to get these guys out and back and all that kind of stuff. But we'll figure it out, and we'll be able to see some more Overwatch because we're getting up on week 5 here.
Yeah, I think at this point it's pretty safe to say that we're going to get some really, really weekends coming up in the next month or two.
Which means we're not going to cover as much as we normally do. We're going to hit on spots with things.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we're going to run like our picks and stuff like that, but we'll preview like.
Well, it'll be a lot less talking about these teams that we're talking about because we'll kind of have a better idea of them, whereas we're talking a lot more about the teams that we haven't seen a lot of once we get to see them.
Yeah, and then we have hero pools involved. So, moving forward, we're going to wrap up here in just a couple minutes, but moving forward, so our preview shows are going to be, we're going to talk meta because we have hero bands. I mean, we're going to talk about them a little bit on Sunday night, and then we're going to dive into matches. We're going to, or teams that maybe we haven't seen when we get to that point. Matches we're looking forward to, atmosphere and the arenas and all that, and then do our pick show like we normally do. Which are we talking about picks today? I don't wanna.
We'll touch on those when we get to our preview show of next week.
I'm 0-4 in my big picks of the week. We missed on. I mean, we did stretch a little taking Toronto against Atlanta.
I made a really good pick that I doubted.
Yeah, you were on Paris. You're on the Paris train.
Yeah.
I failed and I picked the Mayhem and Toronto today.
Yeah.
Did I go 0-3? I went 0-3 today. Fuck me.
No, you would have went 1-3.
Oh, I picked Philly. That's right.
Yeah.
I forgot about that game. It was so bad.
Yeah. I think a lot of people forgot that game even happened because it was so early in the day and it was just such a stomp that it just was like, oh, okay, that's over already.
Oh, yeah. All right, but you know what? I think that's going to do it. I think we're going to wrap this one up.
Yeah.
As always, thanks to all you guys that join us on Twitch, Twitter, on YouTube, on Facebook, on wherever you guys have been joining us. Thanks a lot. Anybody that's listening to this on a rebroadcast on YouTube, thank you very much. Everybody that's listening in podcast land, thank you as well. Please hit a like and a subscribe if you are on YouTube. It'd be greatly appreciated. It'd help us out a lot. Anyone in podcast land, if you're on iTunes, give us a review. We want to know how we're doing and all that kind of stuff. Also, don't forget we have a Patreon page. We got new stuff going up here and there. It's a good way to support us, so when we go out and about, we can give you guys some more content and that kind of thing. Look for some more stuff on there. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys, and we will see you next week with our Week 5 preview. Talk to you later.
Catch you guys in the next one. Later, guys.